And as these women get done with their first round of Sandbag and make their way over to the firing line, this is what we have on tap. It's going to be 4 rounds. They are going to work through Sandbag carries. The lengths are going to go down, but that weight is going to go up. For women's elite, which you see today on your screen, it's going to be an 80-pound bag for the 12 lengths, then 100 pounds for the 8 lengths, 125 for 6, and then finishing with that 150-pound bag. And each length is going to be 50 feet down and 50 feet back. Now they are approaching that firing line. We'll get them back on our screen. Jana Dawson to the left in the black. Katie Batiste all the way to your far end. As we get done with their first round or their first firing sequence, Sal, we're talking about that rifle shot.
Oh, yeah.
Around 180 to 195 yards. How important is it to remain calm, especially if you're not hitting targets right away?
Well, you got to have visual patience. That's the thing. You're going to get up there. Your heart rate's going to be jacked up because you're nervous. You just started moving this Sandbag a lot of lengths, so you're going to see a lot of wobble within your reticle. It's going to be moving like crazy. You're going to want to press the trigger, but you have to tell yourself, just be patient and wait till that you get to that acceptable sight picture. Because right now, the nerves are high. It's the first stage. They just started. Katie started out hot. She was moving, and Janae was right behind her. And, that's kind of like the pace I like to start at, so it was cool watching them. But to me, the rifle shots are going to be the factor in this stage for sure. So.
And you'll see those barricades. They will have to shoot from different variations depending what round they're in. They'll go from the top left middle in that V shape. They'll also have the top right middle square, and the handgun guard must be in contact with the wood at all times. Moving now into the pistol. These women are going to be shooting about 20 yards. They have 2 rectangles, so half of their shots will be in one and half will be on the other. On your screen now, this is Blair Drum. She gave birth, folks, just 11 weeks ago to her baby girl, Emerson. She has been competing several years with us here at Tactical Games. She finished 3rd at Nationals last year. It was her best finish yet. And then to qualify for this national event, she finished 1st earlier in the season at Sierra Vista in Arizona.
Yeah, it's awesome to see her back out here. She's a legend in the sport, and she's been around just as long as me. She was at the first nationals in 2020, and now she's here again, competing in the toughest division here.
Yes, Al, and you mentioned that Katie Batiste was moving. We saw her. She was closest on our screen, but there's E-Church, another competitor that we see very frequently out here, been to nationals, been on the podium several times, 2nd at nationals the last 3 consecutive years.
Yeah, E's awesome. She's a great person in the community. I have her shirt right now. I'm wearing it to support her, and she puts in a lot of work. She's a full-time correctional officer, so she's hours working, 12-hour shifts, 15-hour shifts, mandatory overtime, and she makes time to compete and train. And a lot of people say, yeah, hey, I don't have time. I'm too busy. Work's busy. But she's the type of person that makes time. She's getting up early at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to work out. She gets home, she's tired, and she's making time to work out. So it's crossing off that excuses line. A lot of people use that, but it's like she's not doing that, and she's putting the work in all the time.
She certainly is. And the women, they're making their way through their 2nd round here. This is the 100-pound Sandbag, and what a way to wake up this morning, grabbing those heavy sandbags. Hopefully they've had a good warm-up, have stretched their hamstrings, and really worked on some glute activation.
Oh, yeah. I just remember the feeling in Ohio when I picked up the 200. I was blown up. It was not a good feeling, and I knew that this was going downhill fast. I think you remember seeing me. I was trying to sprint with the bag, and I came out hot, and then I died pretty fast at the end.
And now on your screen, that's Jana Dawson, 2-time national champion. She is going for a 3-peat this year. She was the first to the firing line for that 2nd firing sequence. You can see she's now shooting through that middle top port. Yeah. When you're looking at these targets, how do you prepare for this, especially if you're not always working with long range in your training? Is there any way that you can mimic it the same way, Sal, that you would maybe do dry fire with a pistol around your house?
Oh, yeah, 100%. So for us, we train a lot at like 50 to 80 yards on super small targets. So this is 180 yards, and obviously you don't want to use your good ammo to waste during training because it's expensive. Match ammo is not cheap. So we train with like 55 grain ammo. We'll be at 50 to 60 yards, and we practice on like 2 to 3 inch shapes. And it mimics this bigger triangle at 180 yards because you're going to see the same kind of wobble within that smaller target. So that's the kind of best way, I guess, to save money on ammo and training is to just train smaller. And we'll train a lot of our pistol shots at 15 yards on the same kind of size targets.
Janae now moving into the beginning of her third round. She'll have 6 lengths here, and now that is working with the 125-pound sandbag. It's interesting, especially Sal, as somebody who's competed since almost the beginning of tactical games, the weights and the strength in these fields has only gone up.
Oh, yeah. No, the women's elite division's impressive. To me, that's the most impressive division in all of tattoo games. Years ago, getting into it, men's elite, we're moving around 80 to 100-pound sandbags, and that was men's elite in 2020, 2019 timeframe. And now they're moving double of what we're moving, sometimes almost similar weights. So it's crazy to me to see them pick up these 150-pound, 200-pound sandbags and move them like nothing. So it's awesome.
And on the screen now, that is Lupe. That's Sal's wife. And what has it been like working as her coach this weekend? Not just her, we have other people in the men's elite division. But how do you take that athlete hat off and transition into somebody that she can really use as that support system this weekend?
So it's actually kind of funny because this is the first tactical games where I've actually been her caddy / coach. Because for years, she was always mine. So it's the first time she's competed, and I'm kind of sitting this one out. But it's exciting because I'm kind of living through her this competition weekend. I'll be there in spirit, while she's shooting and working out, and it's cool to see her out there. It definitely makes me nervous, first stage of the weekend, so I feel the nerves too. But it's exciting. I'm looking forward to watching all of these women in this, this heat here go head-to-head.
Janae now moving into her next firing sequence at the line. Time cap for this one is going to be 15 minutes. But folks, if you're not familiar with tactical games, it's not always the person that crosses the finish line that will actually have the best score. They then have to factor in, are they getting hits? And for every miss, it's going to be a 10-second penalty. So if you finish in 10 minutes, but you have a miss, that's 10 minutes and 10 seconds.
So 6 misses is 1 minute.
The math keeps going up, so you can't necessarily out-fitness shooting in this sport.
No, 100%. A stage like this, I would try to move quick with the bags and shoot rifle very moderate and try to run as clean as I could for rifle, because I already know a lot of my competitors would struggle with this shot. So I know that if I run at least 80-90%, that I'll win this stage. 100%. Yeah, the rifle shooting is going to win the stage. So especially in the men's elite division, all these guys, I assume the top guys are going to finish the stage. The guys who shoot rifle the cleanest in this stage will win. 100%. Pistol, everyone's going to shoot pistol very similar. As you can see here, it looks like a lot of the women are already clean pistol, so they've shot very well.
And there's Janae as she leads the way with what I believe is her last sandbag here, which is going to be that 150-pound sandbag. A lot of these women in the field don't even weigh 150 pounds, just for some reference.
And she's moving it easy. It doesn't even look challenging. She's moving it super easy.
Janae's got a big background in CrossFit. She trains in a suburb of Austin, Texas at Rattler CrossFit.
So far, the targets look pretty good. I can see the rifle targets, and it's a hard shot. The men's elite are going to have the same issue. In fact, there's several of women in this heat that will outshoot majority of the men's elite.
Why is that?
I think it's the visual patience. I think women in general, they're kind of coaching all these years. I always find it easier to coach women because they put that ego aside a lot easier than some of the men. So to me, it's impressive to watch them shoot. Super impressive. Everybody in this heat's shooting really well.
This will be Janae's last firing sequence, so she'll have to get through her round of rifle and her round of pistol. So 12 shots of rifle, 10 of pistol, and then she will be able to clock in her time for her first of 6 stages of the day. Typically at our regional events throughout the season, it's average about 4 stages per day. Throughout the weekend, all of our nationally ranked athletes will compete in 14 stages, with the top 5 elite for men and women doing an additional 15th stage.
Oh, they're doing that this year.
They are doing that, but they don't know what that stage is yet, so it's blind at this point.
I was uncertain if they were going to do that last night stage, but that sounds pretty cool. That was the best.
Under the lights, it brings the best energy.
Oh, it does. I think it's going to be right here. To me, the setup, it looks like it's going to be on this stage or the ropes rig stage. Just guessing. If I was a betting man.
I like your predictions, Sal. I actually don't have any info on it yet, so I can't tell you if you're right or wrong. And you can see all the way at the end, Jana Dawson clocking in.
Fast. What was the time on that?
A time. The RO said that it was a little under 5 minutes left to go, so just over 10 minutes to finish that stage for Jana.
That's really fast. So kind of watching her and Katie in Ohio, I know that they just finished under the time cap, so it looks like this one is going to be a little bit faster because you're not running back and forth. In Ohio, we're having to run 100 yards to shoot after dropping the bag and then running 100 yards back to pick up the next bag. So that one was bad.
11:16. We just got confirmation from her judge that was her time, and that's going to really be the time to beat. There was one stage before this, but they were closer to that 15-minute cap. So we'll see where the rest of the field in this women's elite heat finish. Now on your screen, that's Blair Drum in the white top. This is her sandbag, her final sandbag, and she'll go to the firing line for the last time.
Looks like Janae shot really well, too. I can see her target, and I think she's lane 4. Looks pretty good. Blair's shooting pretty good. E's shooting really good. Actually, E's target probably looks the best out of all of them for rifle. She's shooting really well. So her position's very steady, you can tell, and she's making a lot of hits. I would say right now she probably has the most rifle hits out of all of them.
And as we said, 10 seconds per miss, and there goes E. She just ran by.
Nice. Good job,
and she
E.
clocked in a time. So E. Church will be our second finisher in the second heat of elite women.
Oh, yeah. E shot.
12:43.
Okay, nice. Good job, E. Blair's shooting really good. Lupe, too. Janae shot really well. Yeah, they're all shooting really good. Right now is probably the worst part of the stage when you're going, you only have a little bit of time left. You're coming down to that wire where it's like 2 minutes, so you have to move the bags fast.
And you talk about that build-up fatigue, especially knowing that this is just the first stage. They have 5 more just today. How do you recover in between to really prioritize looking at the weekend as a whole?
So what I would do is I would go in the training room and find Jamie. And I'd go to her, and that's where I would have her loosen me up, because in Ohio, she saved my back for sure. Definitely for the rest of the day Sunday, because I needed that to try to win the match. So.
And that's what's great about coming out here. We typically have people that are doing body work. We have 2 people out here that have, the cupping, the dry needling, all of that type of stuff that really does make a difference when you're looking at the weekend as a whole and how much volume you're doing, especially with those sandbags.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a tough one for them to start on. I mean, I would rather start on a stage like this and get done and get it out of the way than do it my last stage of the week. Or
that's true. That's a good point. You don't want to do this one when you're tired.
Heck no. Definitely not. So it's good. They're going to get it over with. Now the stress is kind of down. Like, I don't have to worry about picking up heavy sandbags. Now it's like, hey, I need to move fast. So how much time do they have left?
We have 30 seconds, they said. So Lupe puts the bag down, takes a deep breath, knowing her and what goes on in her brain. What do you think she's thinking right now?
I think she's pretty fatigued. I know she was kind of feeling a little tired from allergies and all the weather change. But, yeah, she's tired. She's doing well. She's pushing through. I told her, I was like, you can't win or lose this stage. This isn't going to cost your weekend. This is just the competition starts tomorrow is what I tell everybody. So she's time capped. It's all good. It happens.
Fun fact about Lupe, you posted it the other day. I couldn't find it. She only started shooting and using a firearm just a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would say in 2021 was her first tactical games in Florence, Texas. Yeah, her first one, she did women's intermediate. And then a month later, we went to Utah, and somebody talked her into doing elite. So she hopped into elite with very little experience and qualified for nationals. And then her first nationals was actually here at RPR in 2021. And she finished 5th, which is cool.
And last year, she finished 4th at nationals. She finished 1st in Mountain Home. She was on a team with her sister, which is another fun thing, trying to get her involved and just growing the sport, especially in the women's field. It is possible to come out here. You don't need to have a ton of firearms training to pick it up on the fly, talk to people, and learn how to get more experience.
100%. And now there's a lot of information in the community to, the tactical games is known now. Before, back then, you have USPSA shooters or two-gun shooters trying to teach you how to shoot tactical games when they've never competed. So now you have a lot of athletes that have that knowledge and know how to train, know how to shoot to get better in tactical games.
And we'll come on camera now as this stage resets. What happens if you are new to tactical games? And Sal can kind of speak to how tired you are as an athlete coming off. You don't get to go recover immediately. You then are going to judge the next stage. So for this one, they actually judge their competitors, which I think is a really unique perspective because you don't see that in any other sport.
No, yeah. So to me in Ohio, this was the worst part. Was as soon as I was done, I had to try to posture, stand upright, and try to judge. When I couldn't even stand up, I was like, okay, this is so much pain. And
I'm judging your score right now, but
Yes.
my back's going to be hurting.
Oh, yeah, having to run back and forth, too. It was, it sucked big time. But it's good. It's good to have this because, sometimes you don't have a lot of volunteers out here. It's good use of manpower, I guess. Good use to have the athletes stay around and judge their own athletes. And, they're the most aware of how this stage was ran because they just shot it. So they're the best judges, in my opinion, because they just did it.
So they will reset. We will then have our next heat of competitors go up. But if you're just joining us, welcome everybody. I am Lauren Khalil. We are here at Revelry Peak Ranch. We'll be here all weekend long. I'm alongside Sal Hernandez. He is one of our elite competitors. Unfortunately, not competing this weekend. We didn't have enough time to talk about it off the top, but how are you feeling? How's your body?
Body's feeling good. It's just that teres minor, what it's called, or lat, something right here. It's balled up. It sucks. I couldn't even pick up a 100-pound sandbag right now if I wanted to.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Did it happen in competition? I knew you've been doing a lot of other competitions outside of tactical games this season.
Yeah, so actually October 13th, I was playing with the 300-pound sandbag, which was stupid. So I tweaked it the first time there, waited 2 weeks, heard it again working out with Jose on a 250, and then waited another week. We had SWAT roundup in Florida. Did the O course on Friday, which was just a few days ago. Reached for the monkey bars, swung my body, and I felt something pull, and my body was shaking after that in the middle of the course. I just didn't feel right. It was a weird feeling, and I knew instantly that I was not going to be good.
When you're an athlete and you actually injure yourself, it is your body knows when it's something more than just a pulled muscle or a tweak. Well, Sal, we hope that your recovery goes well and we can get you back out at the competition and healthy for 2026.
Yeah.
I know the men, they want to be out there going toe-to-toe with you out on the floor.
Yeah.
The real victim here having to take care of your torn lat.
That's 100%
Sal's also
the truth.
seen our PT here. And that's going to do it for us out here. We will have more coverage throughout the weekend. For Lauren Khalil and Sal Hernandez, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you for the next stage.